Can't go camping. Well, what I can do is get myself ready and declutter and sort through my belongings and have it better organized so that when I do go camping, I can be ready. But camping taught me that I can definitely live with less. So why do I have all these things? Things that get tucked away in closets and other spaces that we hardly look at, and in fact, we may not even remember what we've got in those spaces. So we begin pulling it out, looking at it, making decisions, and figuring out what's important. And in the end of these days of adventure, I discovered a sense of freedom that really I found hard to explain. But it was there. It did arrive. As I began my declutter task, I was thinking, why declutter? Why downsize? Why minimize? Why sort through all these things? Why not just keep it all, leave it alone, let it stay in the closet? There's a purpose, a reason to declutter. Sometimes the motivation to declutter is moving into a smaller space or place. Sometimes it's so our kids won't have to sort through too many things when we pass away. And sometimes it's because we don't want to be cleaning and maintaining as many items all the time. Well, you might say, yeah, well, they're in closets, so you're not actually cleaning them. But you know what? You know that it's there. It's stuffed away in closets. And like Christmas, when you want something, it's like often you have to take all these things out of the closet in order to get to what you want. So I'm just trying to simplify not only my life or the seasons that occur in my life, but also just knowing that everything is organized and has a place and meaning and value with the things that I end up keeping. I don't know, there's just something freeing about going through it. But you know what happens? We get to that place where we think, it's too much work. I got to pull all this stuff out and then sort through it and make decisions. Some of it requires emotional decisions, like, do I really want to get rid of my mother's scrapbook that she made when she was 19 years old, and she's passed away now. So that scrapbook is almost 100 years old now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, you make those emotional decisions, and sometimes we resist the whole process because we think it's going to be too hard. But in the end, it is freeing. It is good. I'll just let you know on the onset that I kept that scrapbook, at least for now. One day I may let it go, but right now I can't. So why bother to declutter or downsize or minimize at all? Why bother doing it? Well, you know what? This is an activity about matching your space to your life now. Over time, our needs change. We require less, and we want to maintain less, have lower costs, have less stress. So, sorting through and decluttering, it can free up resources, money, time, energy, for experiences or care. So, downsizing isn't about having less, it's about needing less to live well. So, that's what camping taught me, because when you're out there with your tent or your RV, however you choose to camp, you realize that you've got the basics, the things that are most important: your shelter, your food, comfort items, the person you're with, or sometimes it's you by yourself. So you're having time to free up actually your mental spaces so that you can just think about things without a lot of distractions. Have you ever gone through your life and you realize you're doing things, but you've got so many other things pulling at your brain at the same time? That creates stress. So decluttering can actually reduce stress. Have you thought about that? So why not just keep it all? It's tucked away in a closet. You don't have to look at it. The room itself is clear. It's clean. No worries, right? Well, you know that it's in there. Every time you open your closet, even if you decide you've got to get something, like when I had to get all my Christmas bins out for decorating the tree or putting it away, you realize that you've got that stuff in there. It's a mental load. It's a burden. instead of it being a comfort. So storage turns into an obligation. Loved ones are left with hard decisions if you pass away and they got to go through those closets. Objects that you cared about get buried and forgotten. Keeping everything doesn't actually preserve everything, it often hides it. So here's the deeper reason, the one that people don't say out loud. Decluttering isn't really about stuff. It's a way of saying, I want my life to feel manageable and intentional. So it's intentional living. And that's what we do when we're camping. We pull out and get ready the things that we really need: our lodging, our food, comfort items, a great chair. It's like throwing aside all the things that encumber us, load us down, so that we can breathe easy. Know we have less responsibility toward our stuff and more time for what really is important. Engaging in the world around us, whether that's with the people we're with or with nature. Being more aware of your surroundings, freeing yourself up for what really counts. What really counts is making good memories for yourself and with others. So, in the end, it's the people you're with. And if you don't have special people to make memories with, some of us are more alone than others, you at least can create good memories for yourself. So, decluttering, minimizing, getting rid of some of the stuff is a gentle way of reframing life. You're setting yourself up to focus on what's really important. You're not being asked to give things up. You're being invited to decide what deserves space in your life now.